But what about you, Klay? Can Klay come back? Do you think he can get back to where he was those 2 months last year?
No. I don't think so.
The important thing coming out of your mouth next is why.
Because if you want to say he had a great stretch of offensive basketball, I'll give you that. I don't know that he's capable of putting together 2-3 months like that anymore. I mean, we are 17 games into the season, and he's had 20 points once.
Okay.
Once. So what are we doing?
Hold on. I'm going to tell you what we're doing, because you are my radio marriage partner, and we did the pre and post for this team, for this station, and many of nights we did the post game, and Klay would get off to starts. I'm talking about percentages, and we were like, what is going on? And Steiny, he would take off like an M80 firecracker, like the 4th of July. So we're not past that juncture.
When is that juncture?
I don't know what's going on upstairs.
Well,
how can the contract thing not be on his mind?
Okay, well, if it is, what do you do about it?
See,
what do you do? It's easy to sit here and say, well, Klay's not there. What do you do? Do you just keep going?
He's afforded to work it out. Brother got to work it out.
Okay.
Because he's not going to get benched, do you think? If this did...
I don't know. Why?
Now, if he didn't get benched a couple years ago, where everybody was kind of, sitting in subliminals, he ain't never getting benched. And I don't think Kerr's the type of dude that would subject him to that. Okay, well then you're putting him over the team.
Ooh. Like, I'm so sick of this argument. Like, Chris Paul didn't come off the bench one game in his NBA career. He comes to the Warriors and everyone's like, he better come off the bench. He better come off the bench. If he doesn't like it. Klay Thompson, the mere suggestion of him coming off the bench, and people can't deal with it, including him. I mean, look, he's not playing well. And here's the other thing. Like, you don't go from playing like this to being a champion in 3 months. Like, these guys right now are so far from championship players that it doesn't matter. Like, will they bounce back? Well, of course they're going to play better. Of course Wiggins is going to make shots. It's not going to win him a championship better.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, please, Goo. Please, we do know it. We do know it.
Well, then you sound like you think like there's nothing to see here because they're not going to win it.
They're not. See, I'm not judging. Okay, if you want to judge them as an NBA champion, then go ahead. You're going to rip them all year long. You're going to say, what's going on with Klay? Why is Wiggins this? Why is Wiggins that? And I'm going to say, because there's 10 teams in the NBA better than him and younger than him and more athletic than him. It's just that's where they are right now. Do I think they can go from 8 and 9 to winning a championship this year? Of course not.
Well, what about back to the not that this is a goal. I'm asking you a question. Back to the conference semis last year.
What about it?
Can they get to that juncture? See, I don't think that's off the table.
Okay, great. What is that, though? Is that good? No Warrior fan in their right mind would be happy with 45 and 37 and winning a round and then losing a round. Or even going to Western Conference Finals and then losing to the Lakers. Nobody's like, that's the inherent problem. And this sounds weird. With a dynasty, is it never ends well. It can't end well. Everything that's happening right now should be happening. Champions should be aging. They can't figure out why they're declining as much as they are. They can't figure out why they're 6 years outside of their prime. It's just the way it is. They're not useless, but they're not head and shoulders a championship team anymore. I mean, they're 8 and 9.
I hope you're wrong.
They're 8-9. They've been healthy, and they're 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So I'll just say this. Why don't you explain it to me? They're healthy. They've been 8 and 9, but they can get it together and win a title.
Well, you don't want to hear it because when I try to tell you absence is an absence in regard to Draymond Green, I could just say he was gone for 5 games.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to hold on to something.
Okay.
So for 5 games where they went 2 and 3.
Okay. So they're under 500 without him or with him.
But you can't really get the antidote in your formula without one of the big three being out there, I don't believe. So now he's back. I think the margin of error through almost 20 games is gone out the window. And, it does bother me, and I'm not afraid to admit, I told Evan this, they on some nights just look like the older team. That's okay. But when you
it's okay.
When you win with your IQ.
But when you say it's okay, it's not okay for a championship team. So where are we assessing the Warriors?
I need to see more, Steiny.
Okay.
Like 30, I know it's 17 games, 30 games I think we'll know, maybe even 40. But I'm telling you, and I've said this and I've been consistent, if I'm wrong, I really believe Joe Lacob might be aggressive and try to trade somebody.
Okay.
Who that person is, I do not know. But I don't think this is what he envisioned when we talked to him before the start of the season at the station, in the bullpen. So I don't think he's going to stand pat. Now, who does that mean? Who could possibly be dangled? I don't know. But I'm watching Steph on a nightly basis, and I'm not saying he's perfect. Nobody is. But Steiny, those looks in his eyes are like, we got to do better.
Okay, so everything you're painting has been worry, 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 worry.
And I said at the summit, I didn't think this team currently constructed could win.
But you think they got a shot.
Right, when you got Steph, you got a shot.
Okay. Well, I think you need more than Steph Curry.
And
because I've been watching basketball forever, and nothing happened with Michael Jordan when he was Michael Jordan early in his career.
But see,
he's got to have more help.
You need James Worthy to walk through that door. Of course, he would help. My point is, I need Wiggins to be the best version of himself. I know you're going to scoff. I need Klay to be,
Okay. And you're really?
I mean, that's all we have to go on, Warrior fans, right now, Matt. Because,
Okay.
You're right. Rick Barry ain't walking through that door.
They were 18-2 at this point 2 years ago when they won the title. So what are we doing?
Facts.
What are we doing here?
We're not quitting.
Well, that's fine, but don't ask me to talk about this team like a championship team when there's 10 teams in the Western Conference better than them right now.
Well,
they got to start winning games.
Though. You got to give me this. I'm not. You said I'm worried. I am. I'm panicked, but I'm not over here telling you this is nothing.
Okay,
and to hear Klay talk, and it's his life. It's his prerogative. That just let me know that's a guy that's pressing. He's feeling it. Now, does that mean he's going to get out of it sooner than later? I don't know. But that was just a glimpse into his mind, his psyche, guys, about, he ain't feeling it right now.
888-957-9570 is the number. And the Golden State Warriors are 8-9. You tell me how you want me to talk about the Warriors. How we should talk about the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because if I'm talking about them as a 44-win team, which they were last year, they're 8-9. And what I'm seeing right now makes sense. It makes sense. They're 8-9. They're not overly athletic. They're getting up there. They won 44 games last year. They're 8-9 this year. It's like, okay, how do you turn the clock back 2 years when you were 18-2 2 years ago from where you are right now?
I'll tell you what, buddy. It's a lot of people getting a lot of money within that organization. They got to figure those things out.
888-957-9570 is the number. And let's grab a quick call. Let's grab D in D.C. D's in D.C. What's going on, D?
Steiny. Hey, Guru. What's up, man?
What's up, baby? The video just posted of me scoring over Willard. Go check it out.
That's awesome, man. Hey, listen. Steiny, I have something to do. I have a bone to pick with you, man.
Give it to me.
You know I love you. Man.
I do.
But why you always getting on the old players, man?
I am.
Why you always tripping on the older players?
You know why? Okay.
What I never hear from you is criticism of the front office and criticism of Kerr. Now, why is it that the front office and Kerr never bring in the proper talents to surround those older players? Why is it that we have gotten smaller over the years as the players aged, right?
Yep.
Instead of getting taller and more athletic, Kerr decided to go the other way around. Why is that?
Well, is it
Why can't you
Kerr?
put the finger at those two people, man?
Well, was it Kerr or was it Dunleavy or was it Lake? Let me answer your first question on why I'm tough on old players. Because I saw firsthand how my favorite old players got old really fast. And it's not something you can plan for, and it's not something you can ever turn the clock back on. So when people, wonder, can they go back to? I don't think they can. I don't think they can. I think this team's too old right now. Fair enough. As for the front office, here's what you can criticize them for. They've gone all in with the core, right? That's what they've done.
Yes.
They've gone all in with the core.
Right. And we've agreed with that.
I don't they could have either done that or not done that, but it wasn't going to be perfect either way. So they've decided to go with the core. How do I feel about it? I'm not crazy about it because I see Draymond Green under contract for 4 more years and he's getting worse. So, and of course he's getting worse, but you got to separate talking about a team from what it can realistically do to a team what you hope it can do.
Right, but it's still.
You think Joe Lacob thinks this is a championship team? I don't.
Well, what's he going to do about it? Well, that's the key.
Well, they're not a championship team.
But you can do. Yeah, we are.
So you're going to
I don't know, but you don't have to stay pat.
No, you don't. But who wants any of your players?
Klay Thompson would be coveted. I'm not saying
so. Klay Thompson would be coveted.
Yes,
even though everybody here wants him to come off the bench right now.
The Lakers,
he would not.
The Lakers would love him. The Knicks could use him. Steiny, I could give you.
Who's paying him next year?
That I don't know.
Exactly.